Of course, we have to turn back to the void. You guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more on content. You know, one of the most interesting things that Konami had to do over the last week was announce, hey, we're going to actually make it so that you can play Shaddolls and Infernoids within the same deck. Though I feel like we are missing a very important lore piece or something to strengthen this particular deck, but we will have to give it some time to see what they cook up. So right now, Infernoid stuff, you can get a Decatron QCR from Battles for $20 to $30, though these are on very, very low statuses. Actually, I'm kind of worried about this kind of over time here because you're probably going to continue to see those erupt. And Evil has just been annihilated. Holy crap, man. There are only 3 Evils left on the market. That's hilarious. But I mean, to be fair, this card was $20. So I mean, like, to see this card, you know, radically shoot back up in value, you can tell there was not a lot of these to be playing on the market as it was. And the market automatically, you know, jolted up and did its job. Anakus are still like $5. The tiaras are still cheap. Entras are still like $2. Secret Evils actually are kind of getting bought out themselves at the $3 mark. Deviatis still kind of floating about the $4 mark. Once again, see more Entras here at 2s. More $2 Entras. Anakus at dollars. And of course, when you start to get down into the niche section of Noid cards, I think that's usually about the point that you just kind of check out, because there's nothing really too special left down here at that point. So, I don't know, man. I'm curious to know what more is to come and what surprises that Konami has, but we also have to turn it over to the Void, because Into the Void's still $25 card. That's crazy. Void Apocalypse. These are $5-ish a piece, and we talk about, I mean, this is just a free, what is it, a free discard to send one, which gets a piece out of your hand, which is really, really strong. But look at all the Void cards. We also, Void Seer, I got pretty much cratered out of these. A lot of people were going very hype on this. This is just target a Infernoid monster you control. That target is unaffected by your opponent's card effects during this turn, and then if an Infernoid monster you control be destroyed by a card effect, banish this card from your graveyard instead of destroying one of those. Yeah, these, they might not look it, but they did go up a little bit. Void Seer is one of those very, very, very strong cards. Void Vanishments being 50 cents now. The Imagination Stations down to 30s. I mean, they've done a good job, but also Eye of the Void was something else that people were trying to pick up. It's special summon an Infernoid monster from your hand ignoring a summoning condition, but its effects are negated. I mean, I don't really... Why? Why do we want to try to play this? I feel like that's a little bit too much. Tokusano Shinkyojin. Send monsters from your hand and or field to the graveyard whose total levels equal 10 to draw 2 cards. It finally has happened? Finally has happened. The level 10 draw card, everybody, has finally hit $30+. And you know what? Looks like most of this damage has just been kind of happening over time. Though I do see back on 1024, you were having people coming through here picking up 3-ish copies of these at a time. So to see that the level 10 draw card, you know, it really, it's unique in the way that it works, because, you know, it is up to level 10, or well, it's a combination of 2 5s, a 4 a 6, a 7 3. You just have to send as long as they equal 10, no exceeding those expectations. Dragunity Knight Luin. So, there's 147 listings of this, but if this card is special summoned, you can target a Dragunity monster in the graveyard and equip it to this card. If this card is sent to the graveyard and target a Dragunity monster control, equip this card to that target and give it 1,000 attack points. I mean, I see 20 cents down here, but what's our sales history on this? This one of those cards has been going a little bit freaky. It doesn't even look like this has been going necessarily too crazy. I mean, you had 25 of them disappearing back on 10-11 when the support first dropped. But this is just one of those cards that you want to keep an eye on. You know, it is a Saiho super rare with inset. You know, you're not really losing out too much on this. Just something long-term, kind of keep an eye on. Fusion Deployment Starlight rares. So there was a time... Oh, sorry. I had to look at my watch because it's time to do... Sorry. There was a time earlier in the weekend where there were 4 listings of this on the market, and they actually were $75. Unfortunately, that time has passed. Just on 10/31 alone was your last major chunk of sales. But the last big major pieces of this that had existed at that time have been eradicated off of the market, and you're really not seeing those sitting around anymore. So a little bit of a stinker if you were wanting to pick these up. I think the reality of the situation is people realized, hey, this art is sick. We want to pick these up. We do not want to be left in the dark, you know, without having these. And people were like, oh yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, you are right. Fire Kings. So, holy crap. Ukalonyxes are $60 to $69 a QCR. Surely this wouldn't have to do with Genesis format, right? Surely Genesis format enjoyers are not the ones that are making this card go up in price, right? I see that Red Lotus King's still $38. Onslaught's still $32 for a structure deck. Regular Crimes are 22s. What? Oh, High Avatar King Garunixes are $18, and there is only 5 of these on the market. Huh. Yeah, I guess people really wanted to build Fire Kings. Fire King Island QCRs are still $12 to $13. I mean, I don't feel too bad about seeing that, but still. Garunix is okay. Star King, or the Star Chaos Force. So this guy is very, he was messed up. He needs to be for your cards. And we're still seeing this card coming in about $4-ish. It's not that this card has gone chaotically crazy. It's just more people are playing Albaz, and they're looking at this card as an option now. Because it's a lighter dark monster plus a dragon monster. Yeah, it seems generically good to me. Really? Well, everybody, let's clap for Ido, the Supreme Magical Force. If you'd picked these up at quarters months ago, you actually somehow won on this. And I still am questioning how this has happened. But we are now in a part of the format where we've walked away from QCRs. Players are wanting to pick these up now, and it just continues to, you know, head on up. So, congratulations to actually seeing Ido actually being worth something. Ultimate Allure Darknesses. You know, there are 2 unlims within the market. Let's go to First Eds. First Eds, if you want a First Ed Spanish, is $300. $240 here for a near mint. But First Eds are now officially $400+. Isn't that crazy to think about? Destiny are Malicious. Near mints from Gold Series 3. This is a common, by the way. These are almost $1 a copy. But once again, this is what happens. We talk a lot about the niche rarities that get slammed around within the market. And this is another one of those, you know, case and opportunities that, you know, is just doing its part here. We also do continue to see, hey, look, the Vampire Genesis. Another one of those cards. $25, $30? Yeah, okay. I'm not all that surprised. And then we have bronze rares here, still coming in and doing exactly what you expect. I also got to plug in one other little thing here. And this is something that Sleeve Chief ended up cooking up a little bit over time. I think that this is one of the coolest things that I have seen to date from Sleeve Chief. Look at this. Look at this Red Eyes box, man. You guys can go check out some of the cool things that Sleeve Chief has. Discount code, enter MCO40, and save you on your purchase. Guys, have a good rest of your day. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.